Alrighty, brothers and sisters, we got something very important to talk about in today's video. Why you should be probably buying a lot of cryptos right now, because something unbelievable just happened, which is Donald Trump fighting with Elon Musk, creating a lot of FUD that got Bitcoin to crash here and then instantly recover, showing us that there is a lot of strength with Bitcoin and crypto, telling us that overall a lot of the weakness and the selling is done with. As you remember, guys, here back in the days with the tariffs, we've seen this monstrous recovery by Bitcoin pulling in a new all-time high, and now after what we seen yesterday happen with Elon Musk publicly fighting Trump, we've seen the market crashes but then recovers very fast. Even altcoins are holding strong, and this is a great time to be thinking about what we're seeing here, as we're seeing a lot of strength by the market, even though we're seeing some crazy shit happen right now. But it seems like the market does not care and it continues to grind higher. Who is buying here? Why are they buying? What are they preparing for? This is very important to think about. Now, if you have not seen it yet here, guys, what happened is that we're seeing the US national debt increasing, and that's why Trump and Elon Musk are fighting over this big beautiful bill that's going to increase the debt ceiling, borrowing more money for the United States, and that's what's causing this whole debate. But overall, each time we see a new president, we have more debt, and this just creates more money, and that's debases the dollar and weakens the dollar, which pushes the price of assets like Bitcoin, Ethereum, and altcoins higher, because of the simple fact that they are linked to the dollar. So ETUSD, it is linked to the dollar. If the dollar goes down, these guys go up. So that is why it is very important to understand what's going on here. I'm seeing a lot of people being fearful here. We're seeing a lot of fear and greed index could not break to peak greed, which usually we start to see when we usually start to see that altcoin frenzy and FOMO. We did not get there. Now we're neutral. You know why? Because of that what happened right now. And as I said, as the dollar continues to go down, risk assets like cryptos go up, and now we're seeing the dollar actually continuing on its way down. We're seeing a bit of a push up recently, but then it's continuing. And for those wondering, usually whenever we have Trump taking office, this blue line here shows when Trump took office. As soon as he did, we've seen a crash on the dollar. This usually creates a bull market. Biden as well, we've seen a crash, created the bull market. This is the 2021 bull market. This is as well back in the days with Trump. Same exact pattern, by the way, with Trump double. We had this exact same thing. The matrix has really run out of creativity here, and we're just seeing the same thing repeat. Now double top, fake out, then crash dollar. Even this rally here, we have the same happen here with a rally from the dollar, and then we're seeing this retrace back. You cannot make this up. It's exactly the same thing here. Trump takes office at the breakout, then the dollar crashes. Now for those wondering as well, let's put ETH down below here. As you can see, whenever the dollar crashes, we do get a bull market, regardless of whatever people are saying, whatever the news are saying, whatever anybody's feeling. Basically, whenever we have these news and all that, basically, as I said, whenever we have bearish news at the highs and the price recovers as fast as it did right now, this is very strong. This shows there is a lot of power here, and I'm going to show you more. Now, when you look at the dollar, whenever the dollar goes down, ETH price, this, when we say ETH, when ETH goes up, that means cryptos in general start to go up. Ethereum goes on this parabolic bull run. 2020 and 2021 when Biden took office, but dollar as well crashed, not as much as Trump, but it did crash and create a bull market. This also came in with lower rates and interest rates going down, created a massive 2021 bull market that most remember, and now we're still waiting for a bull market. So now what's happening is that the dollar is continuing to go down, but as of recently, we're just seeing the impact of dollar weakening, where we're seeing now Ethereum going up, but we are not seeing the full effect yet of this, as the market takes some time to understand that actually the dollar is going to go down, and then they actually start to buying this. And we are seeing now this play out. As I said at the beginning, who is buying this stuff? Now we're seeing BlackRock and their friends, all the big banks are buying Ethereum. These are the ETFs, total Ethereum spot ETF net inflows in USD. You got your every day now is slowly getting into the green. The biggest day where BlackRock bought 77 million, with a total of 100 million among other banks that bought Ethereum. Now they are buying and they continue to buy today, although we're seeing them selling here and there Bitcoin, but they have bigger appetite for Ethereum, probably now since they are starting to build on Ethereum, and since they want to move those real world assets and all that stuff into Ethereum, start building on there, and they start to understand that Ethereum is actually the most secure blockchain, and that it can be used for more than just speculation and a safety asset or a store of value like Bitcoin is. Ethereum is more than that. Overall, only long when Ethereum pumps, this causes a major FOMO and a major alt season. If you've been following the channel, I've been covering this a lot, but basically when it pumps, that causes altcoins to start pumping. And the most important thing here in today's video, since I seen what happened yesterday between Trump and Elon Musk, what we see here, I don't have an opinion on this, but I do see what the charts are telling us, and that's what I care about. And what you probably care about is what these prices are gonna do and what they are doing. Now, when you look at Bitcoin and you tell me here what you see now, yesterday we seen some crazy stuff happen with Bitcoin dropping like there is no tomorrow, like recession and all that. Can you imagine now that the biggest people in the world are talking recession, and then Bitcoin goes from 104 to 100K and then back to 104, V-shaped recovery like nothing happened. And this is a indicator usually with these charts and with these markets. When you see V-shaped recovery, they do tell a story here, and the story is that the sellers are getting weak, the sellers are out, the sellers are gone. Most of the sellers are gone, which shows us a lot of strength. When there is FOD and the price does not shake much, that tells us a lot about the market, that tells us a lot about what's going to happen. Now, most of the alts just stood still waiting for what's going to happen here. And as you know, Bitcoin leads the way, and Bitcoin led the way here with a V-shaped recovery. And this tells me that if we were in doubt that if Bitcoin would pull a new all-time high, now we know that we have it. The strength is there. We see a lot of strength, a lot of money waiting on the sidelines to jump on this stuff. So that's why I'm saying this is very bullish what I'm seeing here. And as you can see also, right, with the tariffs and everything, a lot of people now are starting to get over this, right? They get over they start to understand that talk is talk and really nothing is happening, and people start to take less and less seriously what's going on that political sphere, and they just look at this now onto a different lens and see this differently. And clearly they are very bullish, clearly they are buying, clearly they're pushing this stuff here. So I do think this is going to continue, this strength is going to continue here. We're seeing a lot of strength. Now keep in mind for the people as well that sometimes call for sell in May and go away. Now last year, April and May, Bitcoin crashed in May and then recovered in July, but we did not see this happen this time. Bitcoin held strong in May, closed a very strong bullish candle, bullish monthly candle, which is this one here. Now if we look at the May candle, this is the May candle back in the days for the people that as well talk about May and summer weakness and all that. When we did not see this is clearly a very different cycle from last cycle, very, very clearly different and very, very strong. In fact, in the last cycle, it ended with Trump, with Elon Musk calling Bitcoin names and talking about Bitcoin and saying Bitcoin uses a lot of electricity and all that, which caused the Bitcoin price to go down. This time it did not cause that, showing a lot of strength, also showing us this is much more different cycle than 2021. In 2021 as well, we did not have the ETFs, and we can argue that's the reason why the markets are very strong. Keep in mind, we also have ETF for Ethereum that are already buying up a lot, and that could cause a major alt season that we've been waiting for. The same thing with Bitcoin, and why Bitcoin has been so strong recently. Now, anyways, when we see this May candle here, the May candle in 2021 was indeed a sell in May and go away, but this time around it is not the case. This is the May candle this time around, is this one here, and we see clearly that this was a major a much more stronger candle. Pretty much this time around we seen this a strong May candle last time as well. This year overall has been strong. If anything, whenever we see some sort of ranging or some sort of weakness, it usually translates into some ranges, and pretty much that's why it's being boring as well, because we go through this long-term accumulation phases here on Bitcoin, which also cause altcoins to drag. But the good news is that Ethereum is behaving differently this time, since it got its crash and cleansed all them spaghetti hands and all them weak hands went away. We're seeing a different story here for Ethereum, as Ethereum now looks like it came back finally to this multi-year support and resistance here, and holding above the 2,100 level, still accumulating here. As soon as this breaks out above, this will lead the altcoin market. Now, as soon as this breaks out from here, which I do think we're gonna see this happen. Now it's clear that big banks are buying it, so it's very clear that this will cause a rally. The only problem is time, as I say. Now Bitcoin can be very boring and can go sideways, very slow, very boring, not much happens, and altcoins are waiting for it. But in fact, altcoins are waiting for Ethereum to do something, and since we're seeing the ETFs pushing hard here, this would pretty much help Ethereum to keep going on its way up, as well as we're seeing now the tariff problems. We're seeing also a lot of rate cuts now happen in Europe, which could cause the US as well to start cutting rates, which is pretty much what's this is waiting for. More money printing so that Ethereum can fly high, and cause as well altcoins to start to rally. Overall, we haven't had any major rallies by Ethereum this far since pretty much 2021. This is why also a lot of people are still down since 2021. I watch a lot of comment section on YouTube channels and all that talk about utility coins. Since I only talk about meme coins and we're winning, the other channels that hold other coins like Cardano and those coins, Render, and coins from the previous cycles that are down, a lot of them are still down from 2021 and have not seen any bull markets. And these guys now still have not experienced any bull market, and they'd be right to think so, because we have not had any real major rallies when it comes to these top altcoins. Like Ethereum did not really break all-time high. Solana did come to its all-time high and retraced instantly. So we did not have any major strength when it comes to altcoins, and that could change very soon. This year, we're waiting for that to happen. We're still waiting. Now, things have been a bit slow, but I do think we're going to see slowly this shift happen. As you can see now, even Ethereum did not really dump much with the news yesterday. Nothing happened to it. It stayed around this range here. Even if we go locally here, it just recovering as well, coming back to its previous range here around 2,600. It was about to break out, but we can argue that it does this very often when it comes to Ethereum. We see this type of blocks form, this kind of mini ranges. Once they break, and then we see recoveries or whatever direction this was going. So this happened onto the downside. This could be also the way happened on its way to the upside. It's just something we see often happen, but I'm very impressed by the ETH price here and how it's strong. It held with this news. I don't think we're ever going to see these lows we've seen here back in the tariffs time. We've seen this major recovery, so I do think we pretty much rinsed all the Jeets out there, and we're back on our merry way to the major alt season that we're waiting for. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching today's video till the end, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.